girl's shirt.
July the 17th, 79 years ago, 2 hours ago, is when Elizabeth Hayes got the teletype messages. 8:30 in the morning, July the 17th, truly the day that Bedford fell on its knees. Elizabeth turned the machine on. The Roanoke, good morning Roanoke, this is Bedford. They fired back immediately, good morning Bedford, we have casualties. That day, she received 11 telegrams, the first 4 killed in action, next 7 missing in action, and it took until September the 24th for all the families to be officially notified by the War Department.
Read now. Proclamation. Whereas during World War II, 38 young men from the town of Bedford and surrounding Bedford County, Virginia, serving as members of Company A, 1st Battalion, 116th Infantry Regiment, were the first assault troops to land on Dog Green Sector of Omaha. This sector was the most heavily defended by German forces, and within 15 minutes of its landing assault, Bedford lost 19 of its finest young men, killed in action, and many severely wounded. Bedford suffered the highest per capita loss of men nationally during the invasion. The town of Bedford should not be remembered as a day of sorrow, but rather as a day of commemorative remembrance of how Bedford came together to help one another in its darkest hour.
Among those honored at our sites are 11 wonderful young men from Bedford who paid the ultimate price for freedom in Western Europe beginning 79 years ago. 9 Bedford boys are buried at our Normandy American Cemetery, and 2 others there are listed on the walls. 5,000 American Allied soldiers, sailors, pilots were killed as they stormed ashore and began the liberation of Europe from Nazi Germany. Think about it. The impact, ultimately, from 19 dead in a community like Bedford, Virginia. Yours was a community where everyone knew one another. Many were related, and it was a shock that has never been forgotten, and millions of tears have been shed. The Bedford boys, they were professional soldiers. That's what makes it really remarkable. They were simply American boys. It's been noted who joined the local National Guard for $1 a week for the training and the uniforms that Bedford young ladies thought looked pretty sharp. They danced Glenn Miller, Tommy Dorsey, and yeah, maybe they got a little close when they played a little Benny Goodman too, okay? They worked on farms, they went to church, they read about the fight going on in Europe between Hitler's Nazis and the rest of the world. But the Bedford boys, they knew about freedom. They knew about voting and what it meant to be an American. Most of the boys from Bedford were in their 20s, and they were members of their local National Guard unit, joining before the United States actually entered World War II. There were about 200 soldiers in Company A. About 35 were boys from here in Bedford. Company A was one of the first to hit the beach on D-Day. An astounding 103. Including 19 from Bedford, ultimately died bravely storming the beach, placing themselves on the altar of freedom. D-Day came and went, and meanwhile here in Bedford, parents, wives, friends, they all awaited nervously information about their loved ones. 11 days after the invasion, 79 years ago today, the news began arriving on the telegraph key in that little building next door. Today we sit here because of the freedom assured by the amazing boys from Bedford and the life their sacrifices has given all of us.